What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today we are back on Vicious God's account here. If you guys didn't follow the first video here, or the intro video to Vicious's account, this guy spent 150 grand on this account. He's only been playing the game for 4 months, and he reached out to me hoping that I would optimize his account so that he can get more enjoyment out of his entire account. And I am up for the challenge here. So today we are taking our first look at his account and how we will proceed in optimizing his account here. Basically, in the intro video, we showed his entire progress, and this guy needs help in every area of the game, from gearing champions to making teams to basically just managing everything in the game. He's a 100% mobile player, so he doesn't have access to RSL Helper, Hellhaze Optimizer, or actually even just time running the device in the background here. Like I said, he's playing for 4 months only. This is a proper takeover for Vicious's account. We're focusing mainly on PvE content here. He has an incredible roster box here. Lots of champions, lots of mythicals. Obviously, he spent a ton of money. He's also spent a ton of money on gear. And now this is the first time I've actually looked at his gear box, and we can kind of see that his gear is unleveled. He has lots of gear, and most of it is unleveled. Now, I can see here he's close to 1,600 in the box here. And yeah, a lot of these could probably be, probably be sold for some extra silver. He's not really swimming in silver. He's got about 70 million. A lot of these 5-star pieces, not going to be worth using. A lot of these sets not going to be worth using. But, a lot of times going to be needed to be invested into just rolling up the gear and see what we can work with, what we can build. Basically, we need to roll them up so that we can build proper builds. So I think the first thing we're going to be able to do is do a proper gear cleanse. So roll, gear cleanse, and then we also have to use the forge, because he's sitting on 500 perception pieces. Yes, perception is not going to be super end game use, but he's not really sitting on all of the 9-piece sets yet. He's not sitting on lots of those sets, so perception's still going to be used quite a bit, and you can kind of see here he hasn't been using perception at all. Basically, I would assume that in the 4 months of gameplay, he's probably never actually crafted much of this set, considering that he probably just buys his sets. So I think first things first, before we build out any champions, before we even theory craft any teams, we have to make sure we have an inventory full of gear that we want to use. And also we need to just basically trim the fat and just get some extra silver out of things. So this is going to be laying down the groundwork to how to properly build out the account. Let's check out what kind of glyphs he's working with here. Wow, look at these accessories. None of them are rolled up. Oh my lord. Yeah, so these are, this is what is time consuming. This is what it's time consuming for this game. The gear management and everything here. He's only got 1,000 pieces, so not too much spider farming done. You can kind of see, mostly the regular standard gear. He did put some, he did put some energy into the pinpoint dungeon, which is great to see. But man, you really got to roll some of this stuff up so you can improve your builds or sell these off so that you can get some silver back. Let's check out his glyph situation. Not too much here. You got 4, not too much here. I saw Lydia, so he's already done his faction wars. You definitely need to be on top of these faction guardians. Oh man, doesn't even care about the fortress keys. Yeah, just crazy. Just a crazy account here. Definitely different priorities and all that. But right now, let's focus on his gear. And last thing I want to check is, does he have ores? Not that many ores. No 6-star Lego ores, which are the ones you probably most commonly use for most accounts. So I don't think we're going to keep too many items for oring at this stage in his account. So let's quickly do a quick filter here. We will just get rid of all the small stuff. Does he have any small random stuff? He does, so we just get rid of that. Now, for this guy's account, 5-star might actually be useful, but let's see if he has 5-star. Yes, he does have 5-star rares. Let's blast them all, especially the ones that are really bad. You got 5-star speed boots, cruel. Like, you're not going to be using those ones. They don't have great stats on them. Stone skin, double speed. Anything without speed's probably gone for now. I don't know his, weapons situation. Maybe 13 speed's the best he got, so we're going to hold on to it for now. Impulse could always be useful. But basically you consider these as speed pieces. So anything without speed is going to be gone. No, maybe the speed boot could be useful. But we're going to hold on to it just because it might be the only pieces he has. Zeal's got to be a damage set. So you're looking for good damage stats, crit rate, crit damage, for example. But again, these are going to be 5-star rare pieces. You're probably not going to be using these pieces at all. Supersonic, again, you're looking for speed pieces. Any speed pieces would be useful just to complete the sets here. Let's see what else he's got. All right, actually a lot of speed pieces here, but you're basically only going to be keeping like one of the best versions, right? So he has a lot of speed piece shields, but you're only going to be keeping the ones that roll the double. He has a couple speed boots here. The accuracy ones are good. For example, this one. But yeah, we'll keep those ones for now. Merciless set, same kind of thing. You're looking for damage stats mainly, but speed can be useful here. So you got a double speed roll here. All right, I'm gonna move my head. Yeah, you got a double speed roll there, so we can hold on to this one. And then everything else, you're basically looking for speed substats. So those are okay. What's this one? Crit rate, double resistance. I mean, that's not going to be super useful. Let's see what else he's got. All right, so I went through the rest of his gear, and basically I just kept anything with speed substat. Again, this is just like the first look at his gear. Obviously, as soon as you get better pieces, you just delete the older pieces. But I don't want to remove anything that we're not sure of right now. Boots, you're looking for speed stats. That's basically the only boot you keep, especially in the beginning. Later on for damage dealers, you could run, percentage stats to get more damage, but speed's going to be king for 99% of most champions. So here we can comfortably remove 52 pieces, sell them off 1.6 million. And then all these basically could be rolled up. So we'll do that. And we'll keep the ones that rolled moderately okay. So here in these situations, I'm going to roll to 4. And then since it didn't roll, I'm going to stop rolling it. But this is the first helm that I've seen with speed. Maybe it's the best helm. Maybe it's the only helm he has in Supersonic with a speed sub roll. So I'm just going to hold on to it for now. But then we have 5 shields here with similar stats. So this one, we will keep the best of them. And then we will delete the rest of them. So for example, here, we'll just take it up to 4, see if it goes into speed. We're looking for double speed here. We'll take this to 8 now. There we go. We got 14 right away. 14 out of 15. 15 is the maximum for a 5-star roll here. So if this one doesn't go 15, then this one's gone. So that one's gone. This one doesn't go 15. It's probably gone. Or actually, this one has accuracy. So this one could be okay. Speed and accuracy is generally better than the other ones. 9 and 18, not ideal, but 9 and 18 on accuracy could be okay. This one's at 14 speed, but then this one's a sell. How about this one? This one's accuracy as well. Same kind of idea here, guys. Maybe this one rolls double accuracy. You get a little bit more accuracy. You do. So that could be a keep as well. This one can go to 15. If it doubles up, it's 9. Max is 14 and 13. So it's 13 plus crit damage. And this one's 14 and flat HP. It's pretty similar. You could probably argue to get rid of the 13 here, so I'll get rid of the 13. The 4 is also gone. And then you just kind of repeat, right? You just replace the ones that get replaced by better pieces. And eventually all of these will get replaced. But until then, we probably still need to roll them up, especially with these special sets, Impulse, Supersonic, Merciless. These are special sets, right? Where you don't get too much of them. So we want to be a little bit extra careful with the cleansing here. So I'll take a couple minutes and then go through the rest of his pieces here. All right, so we're done with his 5-star rare pieces. We did keep a couple of them in the key sets. Now we're on to the 5-star epic pieces. Let's go through these. He has quite a bit more of these, 500 pieces of these 5-star pieces. So for speed set, you're looking for speed substats. So this one is a goner. You don't have speed substat here. This one has speed. This one does not. And then you have some better examples here. This one has speed. This one also has speed. And this one's speed as well. So now we can take some rolls here. And we did hit speed. It's only a 9. Do we have a better weapon? This one has no speed and it's ascended. We will hold on to it just because we don't know his current situation. This one did hit speed and has pretty okay substats, so we'll hold on to it. This helm has speed. Let's check out this shield. We already have a 14 speed shield, so this one has to do a little bit better. If it doesn't, it's just going to go. It doesn't. Go. He has a glove here. Not bad glove. See if it hits speed. It does. We'll hold on to it. It's also his only glove with speed. Flat attack. This chest is garbage. This chest is also garbage. So both of them gonna go. Boot. This boot's garbage. Boot's gonna have speed. So there's a 5-star speed boot. We'll hold on to that. Critical rate pieces. I mean, this one has triple speed, but you know, pretty bad. This is a pretty bad set. You're not really looking for too much here. You're not going to be using too much here anyways. At this point, I think we can comfortably remove some of these weaker pieces unless they're already rolled up. Generally, the sets that you can farm with energy, they need to be a lot stronger than the limited sets that you can farm with tokens or time. So I'll quickly run over some of the standard sets here, and then we'll see how much we end up selling. All right, guys, so I spent the better part of an hour or so just going through most of these pieces here, and we're going to delete 70 pieces out, 70% of these 5-star epic pieces. Now, the main kind of idea between keeping and saving these pieces, mainly the key stat is speed, and it obviously depends on the substats for whatever set you're looking at. So, for example, in Savage, for example, this is a piece that I would be saving for Savage. Speed, attack, and an HP. So if he hits triple speed, triple attack could be useful. For example, this other piece is a really good piece here. Attack percentage, crit rate, crit damage. So this doesn't always need to have speed, but you need to have stats that kind of match the set that you're kind of aiming for. Now, some of these other sets that aren't going to get used too often, I basically got rid of. Provoke set's a pretty good set. Basically you can use it for champions in your Hydra teams, for example. Now for reflex, it's also a good set for, you know, various areas in the game. You're looking for basically like speed substats. Yeah, that's generally the case. You could go for damage substat too. You can build some champions in damage reflex. Curing's just a bad set. You get rid of most of it. Cruel is a damage set. You're just looking for damage stats, so most of these are going to get removed. Immortal, looking for speed and HP basically. There are some situations where you want maybe accuracy as well, but most of these are really bad. Divine offense, looking for damage stats. Most of these are bad. Same thing with divine crit rate. Divine life, looking for probably speed and then HP percentage, but not super easy to get on these limited sets. Divine speed, basically just a speed set. So anything with speed substat, for example, like this, even though it's kind of bad, still probably going to take a chance of rolling them. Yeah, bad perception, bad resilience. The crafted sets, you need to have a high standard, right? So you want, you know, 6-star, high rarity, good substats and all that, because you can basically just get those all the time by farming. Protection, it's mainly a set where you want speed on it. So basically I end up keeping most of the pieces with just speed. Stone skin, for the most part, it's also going to be speed focused set. Unless you're looking, you know, you get a piece with good damage stats, for example, then you hold on to it. Kill stroke damage, instinct will be damage stats. Defiant, mainly speed. You could go for some slower, tankier pieces like HP percentage, defense percentage. But yeah, mainly speed as well. Impulse is a speed set. Zeal is a damage set. Righteous is a speed set. Supersonic, for the most part, is a speed set, but you wouldn't mind maybe keeping like, you know, a couple damage stat pieces as well. Merciless. Both types of stats you kind of want. You want support, so fast, some with accuracy, mainly speed, but you also want mainly damage as well. So you want lots of damage pieces as well. You can kind of see here he just doesn't have many of them, but these are only 5 stars. So we yet to get to the 6-star stuff so far. And then pinpoint, you're basically looking just for speed. So comfortably I can sell off about 70% of all his gear here. So boom. And this doesn't even include rolling them and then selling them off. So here I'm going to roll the pieces, and if they roll well, then I will keep them. And by rolling well, I basically want to hit the stat that we're looking for a particular set. So for example, if I want to keep, let's say we're rolling this crit damage weapon here, attack percentage, speed, crit damage, good substats for a damage set. So this basically cannot roll too bad, right? So we're going to go to 8. Probably can't roll too bad here. Double speed, that looks good. We can take it to 12. Triple speed. Hey, now this is a usable weapon. So this is kind of my idea when I do it. I roll it to 8. If it rolls well, I'll commit further to 12. If it's a legendary piece, I'll probably go straight to 16. And now we have a usable piece in our inventory for champion building. Now, when you guys are building out champions, this is a bit of a segue, but when you guys are building out champions, make sure you guys have your gear leveled out first before you put the gear on the champion so that you get the full outlook of the stats before you level out your champion. Just something to keep in mind before you guys commit to putting silver on when you guys take gear off and all that stuff. You don't want to commit to silver if you don't have to, right? You can kind of see here we started with about low 70 million. Now we're already at 90 million. So just a bit of a gear cleanse definitely goes a long way. And we're not even at the 6-star gear yet, guys. So still a lot left to go. This is a little bit painful, of course, but you know, it has to be done. It has to be done, right? So in this case, this one, you probably want to avoid the accuracy. Double speed here again. Maybe we'll get, you know, triple speed again. Boom, triple speed. Here we go. Now we got a usable helm. So now we got a usable weapon, triple speed, and we got a usable helm, triple speed, right? So here we go. Now this is not a very good glove, so this should be gone. I missed that, but there you go. So I'm going to carry on, do that for the rest of the gear, and then omit the pieces that don't fit the proper rolls, and then we'll see how much actually went our way. We're starting this off with 154 pieces. So gonna get to work and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So for the better part of, probably another half an hour or so, I basically rolled up 150 5-star epic pieces of gear on Vicious's account, and we ended up keeping 115. So we shaved off roughly a third of the pieces here, so they didn't roll very well. We can show you guys some of the highlights here. Main stat being speed. We can check out what kind of rolls we got in terms of overall speed. Discounting boots. Let's not count boots here. We got this really nice weapon, triple speed weapon here with good substats. We got a triple speed supersonic glove here, which is really nice because these are the special sets. They're not going to be easy for him to get. And a 19 speed glove bottom roll piece on a set that's not easy to get could be very useful for him for some builds. We got really nice chests here. HP percentage, stone skin chest with 19 speed here. We got this 18 speed glove. We got a 18 speed defense percentage protection chest. Now this is pretty good. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the best on his account, especially for protection set, and protection set's going to be very widely used, especially for, you know, the builds that we're going to need to build out for some of the PvE content here. But yeah, just some general highlights here. We got an impulse weapon with triple speed, which is really nice as well. We got this helm with triple speed here. So we did get quite a bit of triple speed rolls, at least I would say probably about 20 pieces. And some of these are going to be in some pretty decent sets as well. Maybe not 20 pieces, maybe more like 12 pieces, I would say. Maybe less than that, maybe 10 pieces. But anyways, we did get some good pieces here from the 5 stars. We don't want to get rid of all of them yet, just because we still have to go to the 6 stars. After we do the 6 stars, then we can just basically delete the ones that we are replacing with 6 stars. But at that point, he might just have plenty of silver and plenty of stash space where he's not really pressed to get rid of secondary gear yet. Because he has so many champions, having all the gear available to gear them all out actually kind of makes sense. So there's no real pressure to get rid of the tier B gear even after we look at the 6-star gear. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to evaluate his 6-star gear and we're going to roll them up as well. All right, so time to do the 6-star pieces here. Same kind of idea. We want to eliminate the pieces that have no hope in the relevant sets that they're in. So basically, for example, the speed set, you want speed. If it doesn't have speed, it's basically a dead piece. This is actually a pretty nice piece. It's probably going to be a keep regardless for this guy's account. It has speed on it. It's HP percentage, which is solid. And it's a legendary piece, 6-star as well. This piece, for example, has no speed. It's probably no good. He also has no legendary 6-star ores, but of course this is probably maybe worth a roll just to see if it rolls to 8, and then if it double rolls, maybe roll to 12. And if it rolls to 12 and it's a triple, it might be a keep for the future, just because the speed set is so important. You might want to save a legendary 6-star ore for this piece if it rolled a triple. And then this piece here doesn't have the speed set, but again, if it rolls a triple, could be useful when he gets those 6-star epic ores. I believe he has 1, but if he has so limited ores, they might just be used for some of the more exclusive sets. So for example, That's the speed set. And then critical rate, you're basically looking for damage stats, but honestly, this set's probably not good enough to be a damage set nowadays. But since they're 6-star legendary pieces, we can still use some pieces for offsets, especially with an account so new. So some of these pieces are definitely still worth a roll. Crit damage set, same thing. We're kind of looking for damage stats. 6-star legendary piece with a speed sub roll. I would still try to roll for speed. Maybe you can get a quad speed. That might be the fastest piece on your entire account. So the more you roll, the more chances you have at getting quads. And again, this is the whole time sink part of your account. You can have really good gear, but it takes a lot of time just rolling and managing your gear. It's a numbers game. The more stuff you roll, the more likely you're going to roll some good stuff. And then, you can make some better builds. I'm going to spend a little bit of time here just managing some of these pieces. First, I'm going to delete the pieces that make no sense. And then I'm going to roll up pieces that have some hope. And then we'll delete everything that, doesn't roll well at the end of it. So let's see how we do. So quick tip here, guys. I've been seeing a lot of pieces here on Vicious's account like this. Flat stat chest. So attack, flat stat chest. You want percentage stat here. And then you want good substat rolls. So he's got 2 rolls in resistance, 2 rolls in speed is good. No crit rate on this piece. It's not a great piece. It's not a piece that you really want to 6-star fully ascend. Honestly, this would be a sell for me, but maybe I find some use on this type of account. But just make sure you guys avoid that, especially on the bottom pieces. So the glove, chest, and boot. You don't want these flat stats unless they roll really, really good on the substats. So for example, if this was 4 like quad speed, it doesn't matter what the main stat is because the big importance is the speed. But in this case, the substats are just not very good either. So this piece has really no redeeming factor. But we'll just hold on to it for now, just because he has plenty of space in his stash for gear. So I'm going to continue to roll and cleanse off his gear, his 6-star gear right now. So let's keep at it, and we'll be right back. Oh baby, that feels good. We got triple speed on a 6-star epic protection shield here. 23, 24 is the maximum. So we got really lucky here, especially for this age of an account. This is a piece that he's going to use for a long time. Really lucky there. We've been pretty close on the triple speeds. We got quite a bit of triple speeds on the 6 stars already, but we're still waiting for that quad roll. Let's see if we can get it here with the remaining pieces. Be right back. All right, so it took some time here. We had about 500 pieces, 6-star rare plus, and yeah, leveled up basically all of them, and we saved half. So these ones already been cleansed. These are usable pieces of gear that I've deemed usable for this account that we can make builds from. One thing I actually forgot is that I forgot about the boots. So we have to finish off the boots here. How many boots does he have? 100 boots. Let's see how many are not speed. Go down to the filters here. How many are not speed? Let's see here. 88 are not speed. 88 of his boots are not speed. How many of his boots are flat stats? Now, flat stat boots are, flat stat bottom pieces are not actually the worst if you have glyphs. Not glyphs, sorry, ores. If you have ores, you can kind of change up their stats. But the thing is with boots, most of the time you want speed. And if you want to change, for example, let's change this boot, right? It has flat attack. It's terrible. This is an auto sell. If you wanted to change this, you first of all have to ascend it. Then you should ascend it first and then use the ore. But the likelihood of you hitting speed with your ore is very, very low. So it really depends on what set it is and how many available ores and pieces you have available. But usually flat stat pieces, especially the boot, usually the bottom pieces, they get instantly sold. So you could comfortably sell all of these pieces without too much regret, unless you need it to finish off a set. But I don't think that's going to be the case here. So I'm going to comfortably sell off all these pieces. 38 of them will get sold. All right, so 38 of them, so about slightly less than half will get sold. And then he has the percentage boots. He has a lot of percentage boots and then not a lot of speed boots. So for this exercise, let's look at the speed boots that he has available. Curse set, that's good enough. Curse set, speed boot, you're going to be using it for Hydra, for example. Relentless can be okay. At this point, I'm not going to get rid of any of the speed boots, just because he just doesn't have that many. He has 13 6-star speed boots on his account. Of course, these are unequipped pieces, but we'll roll them all up to 8 so that the optimizer can pick them up for our builds. And yeah, we'll be done with that. All right, and the last part that is missing from all this is basically just cleansing off the top quality gear on his account. So the 5 and 6-star legendary and mythical pieces left to be rolled up. So once they are rolled up and cleansed off, then we'll have basically all the pieces of gear available on his account from every rarity, the best of every rarity, the best of every slot. And then at that point, we'll probably be looking pretty good for at least be able to flesh out a couple of builds. We still need to level up and sort through and cleanse his accessories as well. As you guys can clearly see, this is a massive endeavor. You're basically taking months and months of work, basically the entire duration of this account, and just trying to do this over a couple hours. And it's a monumental task because there's so much stuff you need to do in terms of organizing your stash. You see, we kind of worked through maybe half of the gear stash already, but there's still so much to do. So one more time, I'll be doing the exact same thing, cleansing, rolling everything, 6-star, anything with legendary, anything that has speed on it, I will be rolling. So for example, a piece like this, that is utter complete garbage. It got flat attack, but it does have speed and the speed set. So this one I would roll, see if I can get speed on the first 4. If I don't, that's it. It's done. But for this account, a triple roll would be very good still. So for this, I would go to 8. There we go. Now it's going to bait me into going to 12. If it hits, then I might go to 16, right? So in this case, it doesn't, and this is basically done. Obviously, there's more flexibility if the main stat is better, but if it's a flat stat bottom piece like this, it has to be a little bit on the exceptional side. So this one's going to go. And of course, I would do this with all legendary pieces, all mythical pieces, 5-star, 6-star, anything with speed. I would go for it, looking for, you know, top quad rolls, for example, top triple rolls in good sets. For example, this boot, totally hopeless, just instantly sell, no big deal, right? And again, we can run the same kind of quick fire elimination stuff. All the bottom row pieces, you can just eliminate, right? You just eliminate all of these pieces. We got 74 here. For the most part, they're going to be gone unless they have speed. So we can actually sort to make life a little bit easier for us. We can sort by speed. If there is speed, how do you use this? Select. There we go. If it has speed, then we'll roll it up. So we got 34 pieces to roll. Maybe we'll get a quad. You never know. Anyways, let's get to it. Like, for example, he rolled up pieces like this. Flat defense. And yeah, these are complete garbage, right? Like this glove, complete garbage. This glove, complete garbage. Substats, you know, are okay, right? But the main stats for the bottom row, you cannot be flat. If they're flat, then you're just giving up way too many stats, right? So all these, like, instantly gone. All right, let's get back to it. Okay, so we had 38 pieces to start. There were some boots here, so that they weren't all rolled. Boots that are flat instantly sold. We didn't keep a single piece that we end up rolling. We only kept the pieces that he maxed out to 16 already. This glove might be the best flat piece that he had, which has speed and double accuracy here on a feral glove, so it could be okay. Everything else, like, you could just easily sell all these pieces. But for example, this bolster chest, if he has an ore, maybe he wants to ore it in the future and take a shot at HP percentage. So I think it's worthwhile just holding around. But yeah, most of the pieces instantly sold. Taking off the speed substat, we have pieces with no speed on it and just flat rolls. So these ones basically all get sold. There's just no hope for these unless you're looking for like quad crit rate or quad accuracy in the appropriate set. So like, for example, these pieces have no hope. Again, we just keep these because they're 16 already. These are all gone. These ones, again, you could keep to ore them. Like if you roll like a quad or something, you could keep to ore them. But at this moment in time, he has no ore pieces. So I think holding them around, you know, for the potential of ore is probably the only hope. The bottom the boots, I would probably sell. And then, you know, you could roll these up for like artifact enhancement events or something like that. But I'll hold these around. Instinct set's gone. Defiant, same thing. Boot. Yeah, these are just no good. Boot, no good. Slayer. You know, 6-piece 6-star mythical glove. You could roll it, could ore it. I mean, it's just, you know, these are just ore candidates at this point, right? But we'll hold it around. We got pieces, we got room to spare, so no harm in keeping some of those rare pieces around. All right, so after getting rid of those pieces that are most likely to be automatically sold, now we can again sift through the remaining 5-star, 6-star, mythical, and legendary pieces. After this last little cleanse, we'll put everything together and then we'll see exactly what he has. Now, the reason I kind of broke it up into like rarities and into like the ranks is because if you're trying to tackle it all together in one big sloppy mess, it's going to be like mind numbing. It's going to look overwhelming, and it totally is. So the way I broke it down is just more bite-sized pieces, breaking it down to rarity, breaking it down into rank. But I'm going to go through the same process. I'm just going to delete items with no, like for example, an item like this. Unless it rolls quad crit rate, there's no reason to ever keep this. And even if it rolls quad crit rate, it's so bad. Otherwise, it's probably just warranted to just instantly sell this piece, which I probably will do. But a piece like this, crit damage speed, this could roll quad speed, and it could be useful in some builds. Quad crit damage could be useful as well. So I will take a roll on this to at least 4. But this is kind of what I'm going to do throughout the rest of his gear sets. So we'll be right back. Damn, this was so close. We got the triple speed on the pinpoint set at 18 speed, and then we failed on the quad at the very end here. I was really thinking that we would get a quad, but no quads so far from all this rolling, unfortunately. And yeah, that was the last piece. That was the last piece with speed on it. So at this point, all of his artifacts should be more or less rolled up, fully cleansed. So we basically went, you know, about 1,500 pieces, I would say, rolled and cleansed on this account. All rarities here. Yeah, let's see what we are working with. All right, guys, I spent a little bit more time just cleaning up the last loose ends, and here is pretty much the final result here. We started the session, or the cleansing session, at about 1,560. So we cleansed off about 1,000 pieces. We rolled up all the pieces of gear. I think pretty much all the pieces of gear on this account to at least 8. And obviously we cleansed off all the pieces of gear that were not suitable for builds. Now we're left with a pretty streamlined set of pieces that we can actually make builds from. Now we're not actually done with this guy's account yet. We still have to do artifact accessories, and we still need to burn through his perception crafts. Now the perception crafts will be very solid because they can actually make some builds out of them pretty easily. You notice that I did keep some pieces just for mythicals, maybe quad rolls in the future, so he has a chance to ore them. So I want to keep that option open to him if he wants to do that. I also kept some extra pieces of impulse and zeal just in case he's still working on his Marius missions, so he doesn't have to be scrambling for missing pieces when he gets to those missions. I just want to be extra safe. I was a little bit conservative with saving some of the pieces here, but I still managed to cleanse off and roll up everything. And he's shaved up 1,000 pieces from his stash here, and he has a stash full of fully rolled up gear ready for the optimizer to make some good builds. Now I'm going to quickly run through the forge and the perception crafts just so he has some extra gear pieces to work off of here. So I don't want to use the mythical charms because he only has 200. Obviously he's using them for other things, and I don't want to use the other charms as well. But here we'll set the quick craft here, continue crafting even if you don't have space. We have lots of space. Select filters. I think we're only going to keep, for these faction wars pieces, 6-star pieces or better, and we're going to go epic plus because for him double rolls will probably still be pretty good for like accuracy or speed and all that. I don't want to be too tight on the parameters here, so I'm just going to let it go. But yeah, we're looking for 6-star epic or better. We do have the rarity and rank charms to boost it up, so let's go. We can craft 500 pieces right away. It's going to cost us 5 million silver. If you guys look up here, we actually started this cleansing session with about 73 or 74 million silver, and we're at 81 million silver, which means we've basically been netting even though we rolled up his entire stash. We did sell off a lot of it, but we did roll up a lot of it as well. So let's do this craft. 5 million. Here we go. And how many pieces will we get out of 536 crafts here? Let's see. I know we're giving up a lot of CBC points, but that's not the focus of this guy's account. Look how much silver we've earned. How much is that? 18 million, just about 20 million here. I think I remember I said 20 million, I think, at the beginning of the video. But hey, look at this, guys. Look at all this quality gear. All this quality gear here that we can roll up as well. So we're going to take a quick look at what we got from all of this. We'll sort it through, we'll cleanse it, roll stuff up, see what we end up with. For the perception set, if you guys didn't know, we're mainly looking for speed and accuracy. First stat, speed. The other stats are almost not really relevant. Obviously, boot, you want main stat speed. Chest, you want accuracy main stat. But if you have speed and accuracy, then you're good to go. You're good to keep the piece. We can tell by Vicious's account, he has no perception gear. He's basically done no crafts his entire career. So this is it. Let me process this and we'll see what we end up with. All right, so just to finish up with these perception pieces here. So if you guys remember, we rolled up 560 crafts. We kept 134 6-star epic plus. And yeah, just out of curiosity's sake, let's see what we end up getting. We got a bunch of speed boots here. So I'm just going to move my body. Got a bunch of speed boots. We got 2, 4, 6, 8 speed boots. I rolled them to 8. Some of them are okay. Some of them are not that good. Like most of them are not that good. We have some with accuracy. We have 2 with accuracy, but no hits. This is probably the best one. Double crit rate, single accuracy with attack percentage. This one's for sure the best one out of the 8. In terms of the rolls that we got, we got a 17. That's probably the best speed one we got. We got a 16. We got a 16 here with accuracy. So that's going to be the best helm that we got. We got a 16 with accuracy here on a shield. But yeah, no triple rolls, unfortunately, for this account. And honestly, the rolls were not very good. And as you can clearly see, most of them, probably 2/3 of them, didn't have speed on them. And mainly this set is one that you really want speed on. And if it didn't have speed, then we're looking for, quad accuracy rolls or big accuracy rolls, for example. But since he has no perception gear, I'm going to be a little bit conservative with what we end up keeping, especially for the bottom roll stuff. Perception is just really good. It's a 2-piece set. It's flexible. You can jam it into a lot of builds. So that's what we will end up doing here. So yeah, I'm going to cleanse this off. Right now we have 134 pieces that we saved, but we'll cleanse this off and see how much we actually save from 560 crafts. All right, I cleansed off about 60% of them, so we end up keeping a decent variety, but still not a lot of pieces. We end up keeping about 10% of our total crafts. I think that's about right. The quality is still pretty decent, but we still kept a decently high range of different types of pieces. Obviously, for the bottom piece, we kept anything with speed. We actually got 2 chests that were accuracy with speed on them, which is really nice to see. So you can see here, accuracy with speed, but we didn't hit the speed roll, unfortunately. You can see the other accuracy chest here, but 2 accuracy chests with speed rolls. Think that's okay. It's going to help out a bit with some of the builds. All right, so final count here on the gear. 613 available pieces. What do we got in terms of overall silver? We're sitting on 89 million silver, 619 pieces. So we cleansed off about 950 pieces. And yeah, we end up making him about just under 20 million silver. And now he has a full stash of gear ready to go. So in the next video, I think we're probably going to do the artifacts, the accessories, and then we can look at building out some characters. Just an absolutely insane ordeal. This is one of the reasons why people probably end up leaving the game, just the overall sheer amount of stuff that you have to go through just to upkeep your account. So this video is already incredibly long. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about how you can manage your own accounts. Now, this is a little bit of a special account. Obviously, he had very little done. So he's just been farming, and very little done in terms of management, in terms of gear cleansing and all that. So this is, the works. This is everything you had to do from the beginning. And hopefully we got a good stash of gear here. Let's do a quick, actually, I'm just curious, quick filter here on priority top items. Let's see what we got in terms of overall speed. I think we got a couple of triple rolls from our endeavors. Yes, we got that protection shield. This shield is awesome. We got a triple weapon here. This one was rolled previously. This one, this triple weapon on crit damage is very nice. Triple supersonic gauntlet. We rolled triple chest was really nice as well. A double here, and then we got a triple pinpoint shield. Really, really nice. The best thing is relevant sets. Relevant sets with the good rolls is what we're looking for. But still, all this gear, and we actually didn't really get anything that crazy. We didn't get a quad. But yeah, this shield is really nice though. Anyways, guys, like I said, long video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys found it informative. We'll be back with more videos on Vicious's account as we go through his takeover journey. Hopefully you guys will be there for the next video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next one.